Hi, this week I've picked myself up an RG406V from Anbernic. So they were on offer over the Black Friday and I decided I've not got an Anbernic at the moment, so this is supposed to be one of the most powerful ones, so I picked this one up. So delivery was in a week, which is pretty good, coming all the way from China. As you can see here, it's really well wrapped, so it's ball wrapped within air wrap. I decided to get the one with the case as well, because I needed to keep it somewhere nice and safe and not using it. So the box is pretty plain, just at the bottom it tells you what different variants there are, colour wise. And then we'll just give it a quick open. So it slides off, nicely wrapped, nice foam padding along the top to protect the screen, again within transit. And I had to go for the grey one with the SNES buttons, felt it was the nicest overall. Here you got your shoulder buttons on the back, nice clicky. And then a few things around the side, which we'll take a close look once we get more in depth. All the buttons feel quite nice, good movement on the analog sticks. Just a quick look what else is in the box. So in there is a screen protector, a USB-C cable, charging cable and basic instructions. So we have a quick look. So as you look at the analog sticks, you can see there's a lot of movement in them. The D-pad feels nice and spongy, but not like there's too much travel. The analog sticks go a decent way. And then you've got your A and B, X and Y buttons. And again, there's a little movement in these. They are nice. What I did notice though was this. So when I rock on B and A, got a creaky noise on my A button. So this is something that might get better over time once it gets used more. And then you've got your shoulder buttons on the back, R1, R2, L2, L1. And then the fan in the middle. Volume button on the side, as well as the power button. And on the other side is where the SD card goes and the one that takes you to the shortcut. So we hold down the power button, does a little vibrate noise and then turns itself on. So first time setup, so it takes a few seconds to get to the home screen. And then just a little welcome message and you just need to click through. This took around about 5 minutes for me for the first time setup, so I'll just quickly fast forward through it. And then we finally get there and then we get to the home screen. So as you can see, it's Android based. You've got already a lot of apps already installed for most of the emulators that are going to be used. You've got your Play Store there, so you can add more apps or update the apps if you need to. It's all touchscreen, which is also a nice little feature to have on a large decent screen. So being Android, you just pull down from the top and you'll get your notifications up there, and then there's a lot of features that you can change. So for example, your fan speed, you can put it on auto, which most people do. You can turn it ramp, but you can ramp it right up and you can hear it going. Then you just go left and right, make all your adjustments in there, exit out of it. So if, like me, you didn't get the SD card, you will need to go into each emulator and set each emulator up for the relevant games, just to making sure you set the right path so that the console can find where the games are saved, as well as if it requires BIOSes too. So if you touch this button on the top left, this takes it to the Anbernic launcher. So as you can see, you touch it, it takes you to it, you touch it again, and it'll bring you back. And then as I've shown, I've got no games installed, but these are the systems that it's already pre-installed to load. So if you wanted to, you could use this from the get-go. So I've got an SD card, I've loaded a couple of ROMs onto it. So you just pop it into the side, it just goes in that way. And then we'll turn the console back on. and then the Y button unlocks it. Press the top left again. We get back to the Anbernic launcher, so we click on each one. There's no games. So you select the select button and then just follow what I'm doing on screen, the plus, and then all you need to do is try and find the location. So on the root of my SD card I've put a ROMs folder, and you just need to find wherever your ROMs are and then click through, selecting, either using the touchscreen or advancing through with A. Finding the console that you need, make sure you select it and then go click across. Just click this button at the bottom to refresh it, then you save it, then you can exit out, and then there you go, your games are showing up. You will have a few pop-ups the first time you use it, but obviously you can get through and get rid of them. And then also when you first load a couple of games you may get a couple of screen overlays, but again you need to go into the settings, and this is where you need to start fine-tuning to make sure that the games run okay, or you need to get rid of a certain few things. So as you can see, N64 is loading for me straight away. So one of the features that it has, mainly because it's got Android built in, is the ability to screencast. So you have the option to wildly send the picture to another screen which can accept the signal and then be able to play it on a much bigger screen, as I'm going to show now. So you just need to slide it down, the options from the top, and then there's a screencast option. So you click on that and then it will search for available devices. So here's my LG TV. So I literally just need to click on that, and then after a couple of seconds it'll just automatically detect and then automatically show on my screen. And there you have it, it's mirroring what is on, so just slide it off and then I'll unpause the game. And then there we have Medal of Honor on the PlayStation 2 playing remotely. It's a really nice and cool feature. So it still shows up on the Anbernic screen, and then you just use the controls whilst obviously you play it on the big screen. I'd say there maybe is a slight lag, maybe 1 or 2 second lag, so probably not great for games where you need instant response on it, but the likes of this and many others, it works pretty much as you'd like it to. Now it takes me back to the good old days when games were a lot simpler. Medal of Honor was pretty good. So to exit out of it, you just slide down to get the options again, and then you just click on it, the screencast button, and then you can disconnect it. Another really good feature is the screen capture as well, so you can record what you're playing. So again, this is good if you want to upload or you want to show people. So again, you just slide it down, there's a screen capture button. I just click on this to make sure you record the audio. And then you just pop it back up, and then you'll hear a little rumble, and then starting to record. So then you just slide down, and as you can see it's still recording, so then you just click on stop, and then straight away it comes up with the recording itself. So you can just click on it, and then you can watch it straight back on the Anbernic console itself of the gameplay that you just recorded. Your other option is to connect it to your PC. Just connect a USB-C cable to the top of it, then swipe down, and then you'll have this charging option. So you just click on this, so expand it a little bit, and then you'll be able to pick file transfer. So click on that, and then this will make it detectable to the PC. Then 406V shows up, you can double click on it, and then it will show the SD card and the internal storage. So we want to open the internal storage, and then we want to find the file movie. So you click on that, and then this is where all your screen captures are recorded and saved. So then you can open them up in there, play them, show them off, or do whatever you want with them.
Move out.
So one of the reasons I wanted to get this was I also want to install other consoles like Amiga. The Anbernic one was quite limited, so I decided to install Emulation Station, as I've used this previously for me modding Game Boy Zeros in the past. So it was quick and easy to install, a lot easier and nicer to customise. Now I can have all the consoles that I want to add, all different PlayStations, really maxing it out. So as you can see, there's a little bit of gameplay. So I started off with the basics. So Atari Lynx, the console I always wanted and never got. I still want one, but I'm still unlikely to get one the way the prices are going up. Then obviously nice Game Boy games. As you'd expect, all games like this are just going to run as perfect as possible. Mega Drive emulator, so Sonic maxing it out as much as it can. Nice right screen, nice fast graphics. And you got your SNES. Again, all the games at this level, there should never be any issues. It's only when you get a bit higher up that you're going to start having some problems. So a little bit of PS1 gameplay, so as you'd expect, because of the power of the console, pretty much all the PS1 games you'd expect to play will play flawlessly. I've not had any issues or anything that I've tried so far. And then you've got your PlayStation 2, so this is what's going to push it a little bit more. So Burnout 3, I set it up and there was a little bit of slowdown on it, a little bit more than I was expecting. It seemed a little bit laggy. But whilst messing with the options, if you scroll down, there is an option to put the CPU on max. So this really maxes out the power. So you just put that on. And then we'll just go back to the game and then start it back up. And then it speeds right up, no more laggy sounds, no more laggy gameplay. So it will impact on the battery a little bit. It is going to make it drain a little bit quicker, but I found that not all the PS2 games that I've played so far have needed it. Some have, some haven't. So it's just going to be a little bit of trial and error on whether you need to turn it on or off. So final thoughts on the console. So it's big, it's chunky, it's a little bit ugly, but it's the powerhouse of the Anbernic. Every game I've played on it so far have all worked. As I mentioned before, some need a little bit of fine tuning, some need the CPU maxed out to make it work a little bit more, but it's a really good console. A lovely bright screen. The battery lasts a good few hours. I've been playing it and I've only had to charge it once or twice, so I'm impressed with that as well. I also chose not to get the SD card because I was a little bit wary on whether they'd be sending out one of the cheap generic ones or if they have changed it to the better ones that they have done previously. So I kind of regret it a little bit because an SD card does come, even though it's full of bloatware, it's already set up with lots of games and lots of box art, so it's easy for you to be able to copy what they've done and then replicate it yourself. But now that I've decided to use Emulation Station instead, this isn't really an issue, and I probably wouldn't really be using the internal launcher on the Anbernic anyway. So my overall recommendation is I think it's really good. I would recommend it. I'd obviously just wait for it to come down in price. I paid £120 delivered, which I don't think is a bad price. You'd like to think it's going to come back down over Christmas into the new year, and I'd definitely say it's worth taking a look at. So I bought it with the carry case, which I do recommend because it's worth trying to keep it nice and safe instead of just leaving it around getting any damage. So thanks very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe.